But anyway, that was
I've
painful.
bombed so hard at
Weird.
private events. So hard.
Which was the worst one? Do you have like a worst one?
And I'll tell you I'll tell you the most recent one was like 2 months ago.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, I got booked for this thing, and I remember I always ask now. I'm like, do they know?
Did they see my stuff?
Yeah, they know
Yeah.
that it's me, and they know that I'm not. Because sometimes I realize that a private event goes, oh, I know this person's like a capable comedian, and then when I book them, they'll do stuff that will be right for us, and I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
gonna put on my show,
Yeah.
and they're like, they know, and they specifically asked for you, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And so it was a convention of jewelers, like a jewelry
Funny,
convention.
Do you have a jewelry trunk?
Dude, right before I went on, it's in a ballroom,
Yeah.
and they did an
Ballrooms
auction.
are good.
Yeah,
It's a great environment.
great environment.
Nice
for
and
stand-up.
bright.
Nice and bright, like a, I don't know, 2-foot stage. So it's just like basically a platform. They did an auction, and they were auctioning things to support like a children in need fund. And so they were
That's
like,
your opener.
they're like, how about a 3-day trip to Iceland? And no one was bidding. And the lady was like, this is going to help children that are being abused. And like still no, and she just like kept pushing it. And then you would hear things like
Yeah.
you know, like just because it's not a real PA system. It's just
Yeah.
like for the thing. And I was like looking, and I was like, this can be bad, man. This can be real bad. And when I got introduced, they were like, give it up. I walked this long walk from like the wings to the center of the room
Yeah.
to like essentially no applause, which I was like, that's a bad sign, you know? Like they were just like,
They didn't know who you were.
and it's always whenever I go like, who'd you have last? They'll name a really clean comic who's really good. And I'm like, well, yeah, but like he's good for this
Yeah, yeah.
environment. Or somebody who's like, oh, this person did like George Bush. Like they did
Right.
a character. And I'm like, sure, that might have been right for this crowd too. And then I got up there, and it was the only thing that got me through the set was turning on them. Like making, like, I'd be like, you guys are the worst.
Oh, they started laughing at that?
Well, some, and then some of them got more upset, which made it more fun for me.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, I did a joke and it didn't go well. And I was like, first of all, you are the lowest of the low. I go, you are below mortgage lenders, you're jewelers. You're the absolute lowest people on the totem pole.
Wow.
And then some of them would like laugh, and then some of them would like yell something back. I'd be like, shut up the fuck out of here. You're just like taking African children's blood and tears to sell your shit.
I would be worried I wasn't going to get my check. You weren't worried?
No, I wasn't worried about that. I was just like, then I just
Yeah,
kept
yeah,
like
yeah,
looking.
yeah.
I was like, yeah, I was just trying to like muscle my way through it.
Could
know?
you see the person who booked you, like how they were, their face?
No, I know that when I was done, the person that booked me talked to my tour manager who was with me. And was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck, man? Like they,
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
like, that was so goddamn vile, and all the things that were said. And he was like, well, yeah, that's what you hired.
Yeah.
You hired this. Like, yeah, that's what happened. But I remember the one that I remember stood out was I was living in California, and I did the Irvine Improv, and it was a regular show. And it was
Yeah.
a good show. After the show, they're like, hey, come meet these people. They work with Carson Palmer, who was at the time the quarterback for the Bengals. He played at USC. He's a California guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Carson's having this like private event, and they want to have like a stand-up, host the event and do some time. And they're at the show, but they're seeing like a regular show. And they're like, this was great.
Yeah.
Like, we'd love to have you at the thing. And I'm like, oh, cool. So I go to the event, and it's at a restaurant but they shut down like this one big room. So people are mingling, right? Like, let's
Yeah.
say 200 plus people are mingling in the room. And then the guy's like, okay, let's start the show. And I was like, cool. Like, are you going to like tell everybody it's time to start the show? And they're like, well, you do that. Like, you're the host. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I go, well, at least introduce me. So in the back of the room, he's like, da da da, like, here's the host for your evening, Tom Segura. It is as if nothing changed. So nobody stopped mingling. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So I got up there and I was like, all right. And I'm just like waiting for everyone to just like turn and face the stage. Nobody stops. So I just go, hey, here we go. Like, here we go. It's showtime. And it's just like if you were at a bar on a Saturday night and it's just, loud in there.
Right.
It was that level of volume.
Yeah.
So I look at the guy and then he looks at me. He's like, well, fucking do it. Like, you do it. So I fucking...
That's good. Yeah, then you have to be like the enforcer, which is really not funny. To be
Dude,
the
it
guy
was insane. There was 3 people looking at the stage and I just talked to them. And I'm like, this is so... And I'm just... It's not even like you're bombing. It's like no one's...
It's like nothing's happening.
Nothing's happening.
You're in a dream.
I'm in a dream. I'm like... So the funny thing is, I forgot this part. He was like, oh yeah, so the thing is, the event's Saturday. Sunday is the golf outing. Like the
then
part
you
of
have
the
to
weekend.
play golf with everybody?
And I was like, am I doing that? And they're like, yeah, unless...
You don't want your check.
No, unless like something is like, unless like Carson hates you or something. There's no way you're not going to that. And so we go through this thing. I'm trying to introduce things. No one's listening. At one point I go, all right, now Carson, come on stage. Everybody stops, like a record stopped. Turns, faces the stage, listens with every ounce of their attention. They look at him. He says his thing, gets off stage. Everybody turns back. I get off, and I'm like, I don't even know what happened, right?
Do you feel like in humiliation, or do you like, I don't feel...
It was more... That was
you
more...
You seem like a cool, like a person doesn't get rattled, like...
Well, that was more frustration.
Yeah.
Humiliation is more like when you're trying, everyone's listening, and you're literally nothing's happening.
Yeah.
I feel like that's more humiliating, where you're like, I'm trying to, and they hate me. This was like, how come nobody will even listen?
Right, yeah.
But I remember there's other bunch of NFL players there, and I was like, I was like, hey, what's up? They go, that was rough, man. That was rough. I was like, thanks. And then
funny.
I go to the like organizer guy. I was like, so what time is the golf outing tomorrow? And he's like, we'll let you know.
Oh man.
I was like, I'm not
Like that guy was like, I don't want him even there.
I don't want them there. That guy just fucking ruined our thing.
They don't think, like they think it's like a band. Like you need to do stand-up, you have to have people paying attention to every word. It's not like music in the background, but they go, oh, comedian, that's the thing we'll have there.
And the crazy thing to that for me was like, I was kind of like with the guy like, hey man, like you have to at least have them look at the stage. I'm not going to wrangle them.
Yeah, that's so not funny to be like their teacher and then like now hear jokes.
But it was like it was embarrassing. I was like,
I had that same like after that Tony Robbins thing. I was like this lady who like booked me or whatever, or like was my handler was like, I go, oh, I feel like I ruined his birthday. He goes, no, he had fun this afternoon. Like not even helping me.
Yeah.
And then we go
before you got here, it was great.
I go back in a car with this other guy who was like Tony's right hand man. He's like, Tony doesn't get up early. He was like saying shit like Tony doesn't get up early. He actually got up. I got up early this morning. He's like shit Tony to me. And he goes, you want to get some food at the hotel? And I'm like, yeah, starving. So I go and we take a lap, and it's like the audience was at this buffet. I thought it was just. So I go, no, I'm good. Because I'm feeling completely shattered as a human being.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, you come here, get a plate, go buffet, get a plate. So I'm like sneaking, and I'm like, quick, trying to get quick. And then some guy like grabs me. Now, this is what was amazing, because I didn't understand at first. He goes, dude, epic set, man. Like real Tony Robbins positivity.
Yeah.
And I was like, thanks. And I realized, oh, he found a way to say something to me that wasn't a lie. And like he gave me positive energy, Tony Robbins energy.
Tony, yeah.
He learned that weekend, which was cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't epic. It was epic.
Yeah. It's just epic in its own way. Yeah.
Yeah. Horrible.
Yeah.
I know. I wouldn't do corporates if I don't think I can.
I've got to turn the last 3 times I've accepted. Everyone's like, why did you say yes to this?
Yeah. Why do you?
Because in the moment, you get a call and they're like, they're going to pay me to just do that.
I know.
For an
You're
hour?
like, yeah, I can do that.
It's like I should turn it down.
Bert and Tom, Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call 2 bears, 1 cave.